Mr. Zuma was speaking, ladies and gentlemen, and he was talking very specifically this time, even though he was not mentioning names, but we all know who he was talking about, okay? He was strictly talking about Mr. Ramaphosa, this time the president or the presidency of South Africa. In this case, you can say, because the president is Mr. Ramaphosa. And also the way he was referring to him, we all know that he means that Mr. Ramaphosa. All right, this is what he actually said, Mr. Zuma. Take it easy.
Siphethe umongameli namhlanje ongazi ukuthi siyaphila thina. Wasifuna ukuphila yena kuphela.
Ngitshwere ke umongameli kapa president esatsele ngaphi uphila yena fela.
Yeah. Umongameli wethu sinaye wazi ukuthi sonke lemthetho eyenziwe iyasibopha kodwa yena akaboshwa.
Mokameli yena le yena kapa president yena tsela ngo molao kaofela ya ke tshwara kapa ya ke tlama empa yena ha tshwara.
Ucabanga ukuthi uma umuntu omnyama etholakala kukhona ukuba kwenzile noma entshontsha imali wayifihla lapha ayifihla khona funeka boshwe.
O tshepela o motho a motsho ha o tswitse kapa yentse ntho a yentseng o tlamehile a tshwarele a sa etsa ntho.
Kodwa yena uma entshontsha imali singazi ukuthi intshontshe ephe ifaka kuma-trans eyifihla uma itholakala angabona.
Empa ya phalaphala nkile tjhelete a kentse ka tlasa matrasi ha batlo yena o ka tshwara na o ntse bobodu.
Inhlupheko lesinikezwe ilapha abantu abafika bamhlophe bephuma phesheya kufuneka thina sihlupheke sihlale ebizimeni yonke into nje yenziwa bona ngale bamba imali baxubeneke nabo labo kuthiwa baphethe izwi.
Mr. Zuma speaks about Mr. Ramaphosa, and this time is very specific, and he talks about these issues that we've been all talking about. If you listen to speeches of Mr. Zuma, every time when he speaks about somebody, he doesn't mention names. He doesn't use actually the name of the person to say Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. No, he says in the presidency or our leader or the president of the country, or sometimes if he refers to another guy, he will say unomfana, or there's a guy, or there's a boy, or there's a brother who doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Somebody might say he's speaking based on, we all know that in most cases people, when they look at Mr. Ramaphosa and talk about him, they thinking that maybe he's representing the other side, you know, and all of that. That means it's against the black people. And then he talks about that, and then he goes on and speak about money, the money that was found in the couch of the Mr. Ramaphosa and everything like that. And then he says this guy is the only guy who actually doesn't deserve to go to jail. That means the law doesn't apply to him and things like that, okay? Unfortunately, I think we all know this thing, guys, okay? If you are a favorite of the other side in South Africa as a president, or if you are a favorite of some people in South Africa and they want you to be the president, you will be a president. Even if you've got allegations, even if they are accusing you of big things, you will still be a president. Just like the other president who became the president, even when there were charges, even when he was going through some courts, even when there were accusations, he also became a president. That's how it is, guys, okay? Now, obviously, Mr. Ramaphosa is a president, and there's nothing that we can do. And I can tell you, there was nothing that was going to stop Mr. Ramaphosa from becoming a president. Because at the time, that was the guy that that actually in parliament, especially the other side, preferred to have as a president. Okay? That's what it is. That's how, whether you like it or not, whether you think that he is there, all right? And he's still there. And the church, the sofa thing is happened. And sometimes we forgot about it. Sometimes it comes up when people are making speeches, okay? But we all literally forgot about it, especially with all the mess that we are facing and that we are coming across on TVs, on news, on papers, online and everything. But Mr. Zuma doesn't stop there. He goes on and says, you know what? Let's talk about this guy that I'm disappointed into. This guy who is called Mr. Shivambu. He doesn't mention the name, as I said. He says umfana, or he says this boy, he says this educated boy and everything like that. Or not boy, but educated guy, you know. to say, yeah, I'm disappointed in this guy. We went and actually get this guy, or we went and invited this guy to come and lead the party.
Uyabona ngifuna nje ukunikeza umzekelo omncane. Kathi insizwe sencane ngokuyethemba.
Batla o lefa example enyane mo ke go twa kunyana
Ase nithi ngoba sinanenhlangano entsha manje. Awusiholele mfana wami.
jwale ke ha ke mo tshepa ke re hobane jwale re na le mokgatlo o motjha ona ha ko re etele pele moshemane wa ka
Wafika ngempela.
wa tseba o la fihla
Kwenzeni? Sathi akakhe le nhlangano.
jwale aha mokgatlo ona
Yena wakhe yakhe inhlangano.
yena a
Le yethu inhlangano.
ka go mokgatlo wa rona
Sase sithi uyabhimba manje.
ra re ha a wa phota jwale
Sineyivumelwano naye ukuthi indlu emnyama ihlangane eAfrika.
empa re tumellane le yena gore ngata a re be ngata nngwe re kopaneng Afrika
Waphuma baba enye into.
a itswela abantu nje
Wathi hey uzandla kumina ufuna ukuba sibe nani uzandla. Bahambisa abantu phela ayingangibathemba futhi naye ngimethele. Iyakutshela ukuthi thina ndle emnyama ingcindezelo ihlele egazini kuthina asikwazi ukusikhulula. Uma sesifikile isikhathi ukuthi siyikhulule siyabanela siyekubelungweni. Nansi inkinga esinayo.
yaba o fitla a bitsa batho ba bangwe ntse ke ba tshepa a ba bitsa re tlo monna re tle re kgone go qala ba rona mokgatlo ka e hlokomela hona moo rona re le setjhaba sa kantle ha re na bo hona gore re ka kopana re kopanele ntho e leng e tsitsitse empa re tla ba le yena ho maphuru a etsa gore re seke ba ra kopana re be ngatanang
Akufuneki ukuthi thina ndle emnyama sikhathwe abelungu silwa sodwa. Bambuzeni bakwethu.
Now, some of you, I know you forget very quickly, and some of you don't look at speeches like bit by bit, not bit by bit, but you don't pay attention when a person is speaking. Okay, Mr. Zuma said we invited this guy to come and lead the party. Do you think Mr. Zuma invited Mr. Shivambu after Mr. Shivambu left the EFF? No, I believe he recruited him while he was still in the EFF, which explains the anger, not the anger, how the upsetness, or you can say the tension, or maybe you can say the way Mr. Malimo was angry when it comes to these things. I think he knew that he was recruited by Mr. Zuma. And if you're going to come into the comments and say, yeah, no, my guy, Mr. Shivambu was recruited after he left the EFF, I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. I think the reason why he left the EFF, one of the reasons he was actually, this offer that they gave to him, it actually made him to push him, or it pushed. Now, if Mr. Shivambu was still thinking about leaving the EFF, I think the recruitment and also the invite from the MK party, it actually made him to actually make the decision very easy. Okay, like I said, like I just said, if you're going to say to me, yeah, he was recruited after he left the EFF, that will be a lie. Okay, that will be a lie. There is no way. Now, it tells me this statement that was made by Mr. Zuma that they recruited him while he was still in the EFF, and then Mr. Shivambu then left the EFF at a time, okay? Because there was no way that Mr. Zuma would have recruited him after he resigned, because when Mr. Shivambu resigned, he did mention that he is going to the MK party, which tells you and me to say he knew, in other words, he was recruited even before. So he made it very clear, I'm going to the MK party, which tells us actually that is the case. Now, Mr. Zuma complains about Mr. Shivambu to say, yeah, he came here and then we said leaders, and then he does it, whatever. And then he thinks that now because he knows English too much, or maybe he can speak to white people, to Abelungu and stuff like that. So he thought that he's better. And then he says that he starts a party inside the party. In other words, he starts to form a party inside the MK party. Okay, that's what he said. And I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, according to me, I think Mr. Shivambu, even though he was recruited by Mr. Zuma, I think in his mind, somewhere in the back of his mind, he was thinking about maybe going alone or maybe starting something alone. Okay, I think that's the case, because I think it was a bigger vision for him but he had to go through MK Party and maybe get what he gets from the MK Party. And obviously, if he goes to MK Party, there are people that he might get on his favor and people that will actually follow him, and which that's what actually happened. And also that's what happens if a person leaves a party and they live with that person because they have got that person is their favorite. I told you before in one of my videos, because some of you think we are not celebrities, we are not maybe seen in parliament, you think so we just talking. Okay, I told you before that in each and every party they've got in each and every party, any person who goes to a higher position, he will always have favorite people. He will always have people that favor that person. If that person leaves, in most cases, people live with that person. Because whether you like it or not, functions will always, what is it called? Functions, whatever, man. The political term of like functions where you, guys, whatever. The way you will favor a certain group, or you'll favor a certain people, you'll favor a certain leader, you'll favor a certain whatever, okay? So those things, they are in politics, whether we like it or not. You can look and seem like you are a good party, everything is nah. There are people who've got their own favorite. Even you. When you are, even in churches, have you seen that in churches in most cases? If you've got 3 pastors that are preaching in the church, in most cases you will have people that are favoring this one, others are favoring this one. If this one is preaching, this one is not coming. If that one is preaching, then that one is coming, that one is not coming. And if that one goes and opens a church, these ones, they live with them. Just like in politics. Politics, you get into a party where they've got your favorite. When you go and start your own party, they will follow you. Others, they come later. Maybe they realize that, nah, just like that lady who joined Mr. Shivambu, Mrs. Mkize. Hey, politics is something else. I don't know. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen, about this thing? What do you think what Mr. Zuma said? What do you think he said about Mr. Ramaphosa? What do you think he said about Mr. Shivambu? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. And you have a good day, right? And you enjoy yourself. And do what you have to do. You know what I'm talking about, right? Of course. We are done. I'm out.